The stadium goes quiet and every shoe step suddenly feels loud. Players wipe their hands, stare at the ball, and pretend routine makes this ordinary. So what exactly happens in your brain during a penalty shootout? Oddly, the danger is not the kick itself. It is the tiny delay before it. Your brain hates uncertainty, so it starts gambling before the ball moves. It builds guesses from body angle, run-up speed, and history. Stress chemistry pushes the body into a cleaner, faster emergency mode. That helps until it starts helping too much. If you consciously control every muscle, you get slower and stiffer. The goalkeeper is doing the same brain math, but backwards. He is trying to read, distract, and steal a fraction of a second. Past misses also show up, and a remembered save can become annoyingly cinematic. That is why routines matter. They give the brain a script when emotion is trying to improvise. Once the run-up starts, the brain has to let go. Relief, shame, celebration, or disbelief arrive before the replay even starts. That is why a penalty feels so huge. Nothing is random, but almost nothing is controllable either. And the crowd matters more than people like to admit. A little stress can sharpen focus. Too much can make vision tunnel, hands tremble, and decisions get clumsy. Training does not erase nerves. It teaches your brain to keep the script running anyway. That is the real trick. Repetition until fear stops being novel. In the end, a penalty shootout is a prediction contest wrapped inside a stress test. The striker glances once at the keeper glances once at the striker. Every micro decision stacks up. Run angle, posture, breath, pause, strike. The goalkeeper is not reading minds. He is reading clues fast enough that it looks supernatural from the stands. If anxiety spikes, the body can betray the plan with a rushed step or a poorly placed foot. Power matters, but placement matters more. Once you have felt this kind of pressure, the brain remembers it. That is why slow breathing works. It tells the nervous system this is danger-shaped, not dangerous. The score matters too. A shootout is not just one kick, it is memory, reputation, and team pressure folded into one shot. By then, expectation gets heavy. Vision, memory, muscle timing, fear, and reward circuits all light up together. If there is one thing to remember, it is this. The brain hates uncertainty, so it turns a penalty into a prediction battle before the kick even happens. That is why the best shooters look boring. From the keeper's side, the difference between a save and a goal can be a fingertip or a fraction of a wobble. At that instant, the crowd becomes a blur of expectation. That is also why pros exhale before the strike. A penalty is one image and one shot, but the brain experiences it as many tiny tests at once. Then the ball flies, and the brain updates itself in a flash. The emotional verdict arrives before the tactical one. That is the strange charm of shootouts. They are built from uncertainty, but the brain keeps begging for a clean answer. So the brain is not watching a penalty like a movie. It is only a small patch of grass, but it carries a whole argument with your nervous system. On TV, it looks like 11 meters. In the brain, it behaves like a courtroom with floodlights. The best players do not remove fear. They make fear familiar enough that it stops running the meeting. And the keeper's best moments are not magic either. It is a contest where thought, body, memory, and luck all show up wearing the same jersey. So the real story is not the kick. It is the pause before the kick, when the brain rehearses 5 futures at once. By the time the foot swings, the brain has already done most of the drama. And that is the weird genius of penalty shootouts. They turn one kick into a full rehearsal of the future, with your brain desperate to know the ending before the ball does.